Have you ever wondered what the kin of country still keeps locked inside his famously guarded heart? And why the day he finally spoke up about Toby Keith sent shockwaves through Nashville? Stay with me, because by the time we're done, you'll see George Strait in a light you never imagined, and Toby Keith's legacy may feel even bigger than any stadium he ever rocked. The story begins on sun-baked ranch land outside Poteet, Texas. George Harvey Strait grew up hauling feed and fixing fences, not chasing spotlight dreams. That sweaty work toughened his hands and tuned his ear to the fiddle and steel soundtrack pouring from farm truck radios. From Hank to Haggard to Jones, those raw voices shaped the quiet kid who would someday restore twang to a genre flirting with pop gloss. But that wasn't the whole story. Draft papers arrived before record contracts. In Hawaii, Private Strait fronted the Army-sponsored Rambling Country. Imagine a mess hall stage, salty Pacific air, and a soldier learning how to own a crowd without bragging. Discipline met desire, and the stage fright never stood a chance. Only later did fans realize those barracks jams forged the unshakable calm they'd witnessed for the next 50 years. Yet the next chapter would change everything. June 1981. One spin of Unwound on Texas radio, and disc jockeys scrambled for more. The song blasted up the charts, dragging a neo-traditional revival behind it. Over the next 4 decades, Strait racked up 60 #1 hits, more than any artist in any genre, while quietly selling 100 million records. Even the Hall of Fame couldn't wait. They inducted him in 2006, long before he slowed down. But success never shielded him from heartbreak. Picture a dusty road into Mexico, December 1971. Barely 19, George and high school sweetheart Norma swapped vows away from prying eyes. Their bond survived bar gigs, buses, and bitter industry politics. Then tragedy struck. In 1986, 13-year-old Jennifer Strait died in a car crash. George vanished from interviews, spoke his sorrow only on stage, and built the Jennifer Lynn Strait Foundation so other kids might live brighter lives. Grief forged steel, yet destiny had more trials in store. Nearly a decade after Jennifer's birth, George Jr., or Bubba, arrived. While his dad reigned over arenas, Bubba chased rodeo gold and later co-wrote hits with him. Fans still talk about the night in 2006 when the megastar sat quietly in Houston's grandstands cheering his son's roping run minutes before he himself broke the attendance record on stage. But outside that arena, a new voice had already begun shaking country music to its core. Early 1990s radio suddenly crackled with a towering Oklahoman shouting, "Shoulda been a cowboy." Toby Keith's swagger, rock-edged riffs, and unapologetic patriotism divided critics but galvanized fans. His 2002 anthem, Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, lit bar debates nationwide and sparked a headline-grabbing feud with Dixie Chicks singer Natalie Maines. While Keith plastered arenas with Red, White, and Blue, Strait kept polishing pure Texas swing miles away from cable news crossfire. Their contrast was juicy, but it was about to turn downright combustible. Keith doubled down on his rebel image, flashing a doctored photo of Maines with Saddam Hussein on tour screens and wearing t-shirts critics called obscene. Years later, he quietly admitted it went too far. Controversy followed him off stage, too. A franchising partner tied to Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill chain collapsed in fraud scandals that left dozens of unopened locations and angry investors, while court filings revealed the operator's alleged mob ties. Yet fans never deserted him, and neither, privately, did George Strait's respect. But whispers in Nashville suggested the king himself now faced a ticking clock. During a 2025 Philadelphia stadium show, Strait suddenly told 50,000 stunned fans he might only have 5 good years left on the road. Social media exploded. Speculation swirled about vocal strain, chronic back pain, and a rumored struggle to hit high notes after a viral clip showed him wincing mid-song. YouTube gossip even claimed loss of voice and career over. His camp denied anything serious, but concern remained. Meanwhile, the king planned something completely different, an intimate July 2025 benefit for Texas flood victims that sold out in minutes. The demand drew scammers who siphoned $10,000 from a fan via fake charity tickets just last week. While Strait fought fraudsters, Toby Keith faced a far crueler enemy. In late 2021, Keith revealed he'd been battling stomach cancer. Determined not to become a headline, he kept touring between treatments until doctors forced him off the road. Nashville insiders whispered he recorded secret final tracks in a home studio, a rumor his estate still won't confirm. On February 5, 2024, he died surrounded by family, only 62. The loss jolted country music, but it also unlocked something surprising in George Strait. Strait rarely comments on anything, let alone industry drama. Yet weeks after Keith's passing, he spoke publicly, calling Toby gracious, funny, and tough as boot leather, praising his songwriting's edge that made people feel. He even admitted Keith's grit during cancer treatment humbled him. These comments echoed through radio shows and blogs because they marked one legend formally saluting another after decades of respectful distance. But behind the tribute lurked unfinished business, rumors of unreleased Keith tracks and a locked vault in Oklahoma City. Court filings show Keith drafted an airtight will months before his death, shielding a fortune rumored near $400 million from prying eyes. His wife has begged judges to seal estate details, citing safety threats if numbers go public. Meanwhile, lawyers reportedly wrangle over how to handle an archive of demos and live recordings, some of which feature guest vocals fans claim include George Strait himself. Authentic or myth? No one's talking. That mystery fed more speculation, and speculation keeps legends alive. Keith's love of horses never died. In May 2025, a stallion he'd owned, Render Judgment, thundered onto the Kentucky Derby undercard, carrying his red, white, and blue silks for the first time since the singer's passing. The crowd roared louder than some graded stakes. Sources say the horse's winnings now fund the Toby Keith Foundation's pediatric cancer programs. While hooves pounded at Churchill Downs, Strait's own charity events kept multiplying across Texas. These parallel legacies set the stage for a startling moment on tour.
June 2025, Allegiant Stadium. Strait stunned 60,000 fans by handing his mic to surprise guest Jon Bon Jovi, tearing into an impromptu Wanted Dead or Alive that ended in a countrified Amarillo by Morning mashup. Media dubbed it When Legends Collide. Observers noted the cameo mirrored Keith's habit of dropping rock icons into his sets. Was Strait tipping his hat again, or hinting at a broader musical détente among genres? Either way, the internet buzzed for days. The bigger the legend, the bigger the grifter. Just days ago, a Texas man wired $10,000 for 4 bogus tickets to Strait's flood relief concert. Authorities warn scammers now clone official pages within hours. Strait's camp beefed up verification protocols, but the story exposed a troubling trend: criminals hijacking goodwill. Keith's name has appeared in similar fake merch schemes since his death, targeting grieving fans eager for memorial items. In the digital era, even charity can become a battlefield. But that wasn't the final twist. Multiple Nashville insiders insist Keith recorded an unreleased verse for a Strait cut labeled "Cowboys Keep Riding." Studio engineers suggest the track exists, but publishing hurdles and family wishes keep it sealed. One rumor claims the song will drop July 2026 on the 2nd anniversary of Keith's passing. Another says Strait refuses to exploit his friend's death for sales. Until paperwork surfaces, fans can only speculate, and speculation is catnip for country radio. But something bigger than charts is at stake. Strait admits he's counting sunsets. 5 good years could vanish faster than a Texas thunderstorm. Yet he shows no desire to slow charity efforts, guiding young artists like Cody Johnson and Parker McCollum and planning more Vegas weekends that sell out before casual fans even click the link. Toby Keith's catalog, meanwhile, keeps surging on streaming platforms. His defiant courtesy of the red, white, and the blue just reclaimed a #1 spot on Apple Music over the 4th of July. Two paths, one purpose. Prove country music remains a living, breathing storyteller's art. A few die-hard plane spotters swear they caught George Strait's tail number on a gleaming Gulfstream parked at San Antonio's private terminal last winter. His camp confirms only that he's long flown a Gulfstream G450, but won't comment on rumors he quietly upgraded to a G650ER capable of non-stop Dubai hops. Aviation logs show the old jet's transponder went dark in March, fueling talk it was traded for a brand new bird outfitted with Honeywell's top-secret JetWave internet, letting the king live-stream ranch roping videos from 40,000 feet. The mystery adds yet another layer to Strait's legend, and it isn't the only hideout he keeps off-grid. Far from neon and paparazzi, locals in Ruidoso, New Mexico, whisper about a cedar-lined cabin perched above a trout-filled creek. They spot Strait's Stetson only at dawn, when he slips down to the water with a thermos and notebook, then disappears until twilight. TikTok hikers swear they once heard him humming an unreleased waltz that later surfaced on a bootleg stream. Some say the walls of the cabin are lined with spiral diaries, ideas, memories, and unsigned letters to friends gone too soon, including Toby Keith. Whether myth or truth, fans now hike those trails, hoping a stray chord drifts through the pines. But bigger battles brewed far from the mountains. Long before illness struck, Keith fumed that a billion streams still can't buy a tour bus tire, blasting Spotify's royalty model on stage in 2023, weeks before the service rolled out stricter payment thresholds. Music insiders say he explored a class-action suit with other 90s hitmakers who felt digital platforms shortchanged legacy catalogs. Critics mocked him as out of touch, yet Billboard later confirmed some tracks earned less than $5,000 per million plays. Even outspoken rivals admitted he had a point. One New Yorker profile noted indie acts using protest songs to needle Keith still envied his Fight Club spirit. Strait, true to form, stayed silent, at least in public. While Toby battled tech titans in headlines, Strait worked back channels. Lobby disclosures show he's quietly bankrolled rural mental health bills and offered his Austin farm for PTSD therapy retreats serving veterans like the ones he once drilled beside. During the 2025 Texas floods, he personally phoned legislators to speed disaster grants, then matched state funds with private donations, all without a press release. A buddy claims he keeps a folder tagged "Do, Don't Tell" in his home office, listing every anonymous gift. Fame may spotlight the stage, but real power, he insists, moves best in the dark halls where policy is forged. So, what did we uncover? A ranch kid who became royalty without losing his humility. A rebel whose anthem sparked both fury and fist pumps. Two men linked by Texas dirt, military respect, and an unspoken bond finally voiced when time grew short. George Strait's late-in-life salute to Toby Keith wasn't just a eulogy, it was a reminder that age softens grudges, truth outshines rumor, and the stories left unsung may matter most of all. Next time you press play on a Strait classic or belt a Keith barroom chorus, listen for the echoes between the notes, because somewhere in that space, the king still tips his hat to the big dog daddy and the legend keeps riding.